Hey y'all, it's your girl Lolo. It is that time. It's time to just talk about a little something. I've got a wonderful guest today, Derrick Green with Waffles and Whatnot, and I'm super excited to just share him with you. We crossed paths, and ever since then, it's been like, man, very, very mind blowing. And I'm excited to share him with you because, as you know, me being a nutritionist, it's my goal, my purpose is to increase the nutrient density or just the education around what nutrient density is so that people understand what they are doing to their bodies and what they put into their bodies actually matters. And so because of that, I'm super excited about whatever opportunities kind of come our way where we can kind of collide and combine efforts to just bring more to our communities. So what I will do, I will start off with just allowing you to introduce yourself. Don't leave it to me because I'm going to probably leave things out. But Derrick, let us know who you are and what you're all about.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I am honored to be here. I think this is amazing. And I think what you do, Lolo, is amazing also.
Thank
My name is
you.
Derrick Green. I own Waffles and Whatnot, which is an Alaska-based socially conscious restaurant. Actually, it's a conglomerate, but we're transitioning down to Texas. What I do is I take American-style comfort foods and I make them healthier by enriching them with different minerals and vitamins and spices and all kinds of things to try and repair the human body, reverse engineer what the
Yes.
industrial food complex has done, how they've replaced beef with beef product. I reverse engineer that and take these unhealthy appearing comfort foods and make them better for your body.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, guys, just so you all know, it's real chill right now. Okay, we're just chilling, just having conversation. And I will say, if you guys have excuse me, any comments or questions for Derrick, feel free to just kind of pop in at random, and we'll try to put your question on the screen and we will answer them. So, Derrick, tell us about these waffles. Most importantly, the chicken and waffles. Yo.
So
What's going
the
on?
cool thing that I usually start with telling people about is just that they're good waffles and it's good chicken. They can go on our Facebook page, they can read the reviews, and they
Mhm.
can see that most people that try it think that it's within their top three, if not the best chicken they've ever eaten and the best waffles they've ever eaten. And then
Right.
I have this sauce called house sauce. It's like crack. It's a crack sauce. And
Ain't
yeah,
nothing wrong with a little bit of crack every now and then, I guess.
exactly. It's actually funny because I had a lady that ordered it from Clubhouse, and she's in Seattle, and she tried
Oh.
it. I sent her the keto version of the
Mhm.
crack sauce. She tried it. She called me. She's like, or texted me. She's like, "This is amazing." She hid it, and then yesterday she was pissed. Her husband found it and ate the whole rest of the bottle.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I have to have some of this sauce. I gotta order mine today. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, must be good. What would you put it on?
anything,
Anything?
anything.
Anything.
So you can use it as a barbecue sauce. You can use it as a salad dressing. You can use it as a dipping sauce for chicken nuggets
Wow.
or even vegetables or anything like that. It's a
Wow.
crazy concoction that I've made.
So I'm a big fan of sriracha. So is
Okay.
it something kind of like that to where, because to me, sriracha goes on everything. I put it on just about everything. And I'm not going to get any glycemic impact because there's, maybe 1 gram of sugar in there, but nothing significant.
Right.
What can I expect with your sauce?
You won't get sriracha, but
Yeah.
I did it right. It is spicy though, so it does have a little kick to it. That's
Okay.
from the cayenne.
Yes.
So you asked, what about the waffles and the chicken and waffle thing? The
Yes.
amazing thing is when you order the apple cinnamon waffles, which are not ketogenic, and you order the baby chicken breading, which is also not ketogenic, and that house sauce together, it has 11 of the top 13 herbs that have been scientifically proven to help you to lose weight, to help you to stabilize your blood sugar, to help you to lower your blood pressure.
Wow.
That's something that a lot of people don't know and people don't expect. I've quite literally built my own superfood.
Wow, yes, you did, sir. Dust that off. Dust that off. Come through. Yes, I love
Actually,
it. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Well, it's one of those things where you don't really know until, situations like this happen. And it's so that's why I had to grab you up and I was like, let me expose this because a lot of people don't know that there's people behind the scenes working for their benefit, working for their good, so that it
absolutely.
supports, a community that's healthier and that we're not dying. And let's not even go there. Uh, let's go there. Let's go to our Black and brown communities, the underserved population when it comes to our nutrition and our fitness, completely underserved, right? Because they don't know a lot, and that's unfortunate. And there used to be this saying back in the day that if you and was not for us blacks, but if they did not want the black people to know certain things or be educated, then they would put it in a book. I probably screwed that all up the way that it's
No,
actually
that's
said,
that's pretty
but
accurate.
it's right. It's something similar. And so I make it my life's goal to read as many books as I possibly can, because guess what? All of that information is embedded. And so I've always got my ear open and I'm always listening. Okay. So man, this is good stuff. And I'm so glad. So, what was the inspiration behind, or even how did you even figure out how to put certain spices together that would taste good in those types of foods?
The answer to that question is not a short one. Honestly, Lola, I don't know where you were raised, but I was raised in Fort Pierce, Florida. I grew up in an environment that taught me and told me consistently that I wasn't worth crap because of the
Mm,
color of my skin,
mm,
and that my people weren't worth anything. And so that was the foundation of who I am. And then I joined the military and I got to experience that a little bit more, but I also had some mentors that taught me that ghetto is a mentality, not a location, and that I didn't have to continue behaving the way that I was behaving because it literally is a mentality, just like poverty is a mentality. And so, with that, what was the catalyst for Waffles and Whatnot as it exists today? My mom had HIV, and throughout her history, she was actually one of the United States' longest surviving HIV patients.
wow.
And when my mom came up here, right, she had so many pesticides in her system that she could no longer take medication that kept the HIV at bay. She developed cancer. She developed all types of other illnesses and AIDS as well. And my mom hates taking pills, just like I hated taking pills or hate taking pills. And so I wanted to see from this tackle box of pills that she had, how many of those I could replace with seasonings and spices. And I remember as a little boy, 11 or 12 years old, telling my mom or asking the question, Mom, what if the cure to HIV is as simple as eating grass or as one of these plants that are out here? And so that has stuck with me through all these years because my mom and I had this conversation when I was a kid. My brain has always been thinking about this. And now I'm looking at the health of our community, rather the lack of health within our community. And there's so many different elements that drive me. Food is
Hmm.
food is
Yep.
absolutely one of them. I took those spices or I took those pills from my mom and I figured out what spices I could replace pills with.
Hmm.
And I did that and I turned it into a chicken batter. And then when it comes to the cancers, the waffle mix, the apple cinnamon waffles, is something that I had developed when my wife was undergoing chemotherapy. And I needed something that she could get some type of nutritional benefit from if she could only hold down 3 bites.
Wow.
And so
Oh,
this is what
okay.
created
Wow, this is
the
so deep. I need a minute. And that's so deep. Dang. Okay. Oof. Oof. I'm holding back tears. Hold on. Oof. That is so crazy. And hats off to you. And I know you don't need that, right? But damn, are you freaking serious right now? You did that for your wife. My ears
You
are burning.
guys,
My ears
you
are
guys
burning. Tell me
are the
more.
queens. You guys are the queens. You guys absolutely are the most powerful force on the planet. I think that many women have forgotten that they're the most powerful force on the planet, and I think that nearly all men have forgotten who their true, I'm not going to say God, but who they should actually be worshiping.
Yeah.
You are the givers of life. I can't give you life. I can't do it, right? So I think that if more people spent time trying to actually figure out how to empower women to be the amazing creatures that God created them to be,
Mm.
then we can raise the energy of the world. I take the knowledge that I have and I research my butt off, and I continually research my butt off. And the universe
Mm.
keeps sending me different entities to help me. They send me people like you. They send me
Mm.
people like this guy that I'm connected with, and I'm looking at this sheet. He reached out to me, and he has farms in Africa, and he just asked, "Hey, have you heard of this spice or this spice? Do you think that you could use it?" And I was like,
Wow. Okay.
"Absolutely."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I've been trying to find a source for that spice for years because it's one of the absolute best at breaking up plaque and controlling your blood pressure, like lowering your blood pressure. And I'm like,
Okay.
absolutely. And as you know, heart disease and diabetes is something that runs rampant within our community, right?
Yes.
So for me, doing this for my wife, doing it for my mom, doing it for you, doing
Mm-hmm.
it for myself, right? It may be too late for me because I'm 40 years old and I've been eating chemical laden crap my entire life, just like the rest of America. But
Mm-hmm.
for you, your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids, if I keep on this path that I'm on,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think, I truly, truly think that waffles and whatnot will change the way America eats. And it will absolutely lower the rates of diabetes, heart disease, and cancers within
Yes,
our.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
that's it. I don't just eat
Wow.
waffles. I absolutely. So as I said, waffles and whatnot is a conglomerate. The beauty in the name is the whatnot. It allows me to go wherever the heck I want to go with it
Yeah.
and what I want to do with it. So just in talking with this guy yesterday, the realization that, man, I need this tea, right? I look at all these different spices and I'm figuring out what is the best way that the body can use them.
Yeah.
And it just so happens like this needs to be in a tea form. So I'm getting into the ready to drink beverage industry. I'm gonna jump into
Wow.
that, start learning that as
Okay.
well.
Why not? Why
Why
not?
not?
There you go. Wow, Derrick, that is something else. What a story. I mean, this is so much more than just a product that's in the market right now. You know what I mean? It's so beyond that. And I hope that people listening, guys, make sure that you're tuned in and you're asking questions, wanting to know more about Derrick because I really think that this is something that is going to go far beyond, and y'all are going to see it one day and be like, I heard about that somewhere. And it's going to be everywhere. This is the caliber that I'm anticipating for this. Um, Everything that you're doing right now, I applaud it. Now, I did want to ask you too, when it comes to like maybe some powerful stories that you've heard after people have had your waffles or any of your products. Do you have any of those? Maybe you could share with us.
I was diagnosed as a diabetic in 2019 and went to the doctor and they wanted to put me on the statins and just the regimen that they usually do. And I just
Mhm.
said, no. I said, I am going to eat waffles and whatnot. I'm going to change the menu up. I'm going to eat waffles and whatnot. And if you find me curled up on my kitchen floor, know that I died in pursuit of trying to help my community.
Mm.
Because if I had diabetes as a 21-year Army veteran, physically fit and everything, and I was walking around with diabetes and high blood pressure,
Hmm.
wow. Just using my eyes and walking through our community, I'm like, wow, something has to be done.
Yeah.
And all of this education has been out there, and that's not the solution. Education is a part of the solution, but it's not all encompassing.
Yeah.
So You can tell people to eat quinoa and kale and fresh raw organic and all these things, but can you make them? And the answer is no. What are they going to do? They're going to go to Waffle House. They're going to go to IHOP. They're going to go to
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel. They want to do the chicken sandwiches from Popeyes and all these other places.
Yeah.
So why not meet them where they are? I used Waffles and Whatnot, my own food, to heal myself. And though this last A1C that I got back showed that I was at 6.5, I started at almost 9. So I'm absolutely, so now it's just above pre-diabetic, or just above like the pre-diabetic thing. Like I'm pre-diabetic now, but I'm still working on it. And all that tells me is I got to get better. It tells me that I have to improve the foods and keep working at it. I think you froze up, love. There we go.
Right. Are you back?
Yeah,
I think we lost. Yeah, we got lost here. Just 1 second. Let me just. We're good if you're on. Okay, there we go. It's back up. Something happened with the internet, but yeah. So we are good there. So
I have no shortage of stories, by the way. So
I bet.
Just this young lady, her name is Haley. If anybody goes on my Facebook page and look at any of the lives that I do, you'll see Haley commenting all the time. And Haley she was pregnant and she had gestational diabetes. Waffles and Whatnot is a place that she can come and eat twice a day if she felt like it, and not worry about the medical ramifications of that. That's something that we do. And I love that. I wake up for that.
Well, I mean, man, there's not, you don't hear about the intention behind, or, companies like yours, or products like yours. We don't always get to hear those stories. And I think that in and of itself is indicative of just how necessary it really is. You need that. We need you. We need people like you being, I love the fact that you come down to everyone else's level. You meet people where they're at without the expectation of them doing what they know they need to do. Yeah, you can know it all day long, but show me how to do it or give me better options. A majority of the issues that we have, especially in the Black and brown community, is availability of good whole food nutrition.
Correct.
Period. How many of them, how many of people in, some of the lower income areas, how many of them have farmers markets? Tell me that. You know what I'm saying? So this is a way for them to kind of, I guess I could say it, bridge that gap. And a product that I actually provide is Juice Plus, which does that as well, but with pulverized fruits and vegetables caps. And by far, it is one of the best products on the market. As a matter of fact, if you were to Google or to ask Siri, what's the most nutritionally researched for its effectiveness product in the world, Juice Plus is going to come up every time. And so a lot of people don't know that. And when I put it out there, people are like, oh, she's just trying to sell me something, right? No, baby. No, baby. I'm trying to help you bridge the gaps in your nutrition, because guess what? It's very difficult to get in 5 to 7 cups of vegetables per day, every single day, right? And fruits, so just making it simpler for people, I think, is huge. Making it very simple. That way it's not such a chore. And like you mentioned, we're kind of reverse engineering this thing because we've done a lot of damage and we've got a lot of cleanup to do. So exactly. I love that.
Isn't it amazing though how you can have one of the healthiest products on the planet and you still feel that you have to dumb it down, and you can't stand up and say, no, I put this product out and it is healing the world.
Come on.
Just listening to the pain and you trying to express the potential that you have within this product and what it actually does. Me off.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, and I don't know your audience, but I find that, or I feel that if these products were being pushed out by blonde, blue-eyed Stanford grads, that
Come on. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's the reality.
they'd be at a completely different level. They'd be all over TV with everything. They'd create some new diet craze around it, right? It wouldn't be the Atkins diet. It'd be the Waffles and Whatnot diet. Ah! Right?
Right.
I just completed this accelerator,
Right.
and in this accelerator, they literally told me to stop using the word best. And I said to them, I have 5 years of reviews. People can go read for themselves and see how many people say this is the best chicken they've ever eaten, the best waffle they've ever eaten, and the best sauce they've ever eaten.
Yeah.
And the best macaroni and cheese they've ever eaten, which are also infused, by the way.
Okay.
They're saying that all these things are the best. And I put those 4 things on the same plate. So, people spend lots of money to go and buy the best of a single thing that they've ever eaten. And I'm putting all 4 of them on this plate, and yet I can't say it.
Huh.
And it goes
That's
back
crazy.
to like you with your food supplements that you were just talking about. It's, what this is doing for the human body.
Mm-hmm.
That Siri can pop this up. By 2017, my second year in business, Waffles and Whatnot was the #1 trending subject on Facebook in this
Wow.
country.
Wow.
And all I had was a food truck. This is what got me inducted, or one of the things that got me inducted into the Facebook Small Business Council. And yet I can't get up and say that. That's a whole nother conversation for us.
That's crazy though. But are you forbidden to use that, or it was just suggested?
It was strongly
Strongly should,
because you'll come off as cocky,
yeah.
right? You come off as cocky, and if you get defensive about it, well, I don't know about you, but if I get defensive about it, then I'm defensive, and I'm the angry black man, and all types of other issues and feelings that arise in people that don't look like you or I. And then even within our community, there becomes this thing of, is it the best? Because I know how to cook. You know what I mean? So
right. Is it? Oh man, it's a trip. There's a lot of hurdles to cross when it comes to, the passion that comes with presenting this to the general population. So many hurdles, but that just makes you more resilient, I think. And that just means that there's a huge, I don't know, a huge story that's being built underneath this thing. And so once it actually reaches the heights that I anticipate it will, it's gonna be over for these boys. It's gonna be over for these boys and girls. I'm just saying. So we got a couple of people. Livia was on. She said, "Love all of this. Preach." So I know that this is resonating with y'all. Y'all feel free to definitely hit the like and share button. This is something that I want everyone to share this. Okay, this is a great story. This is a great product. We're talking about great intentions behind creating products that actually matter and that are made to help ignite the nutrition of everyone. I'm going to be placing my order today. I don't know about y'all, but I have to get it. I have to get what I can get and taste it all. I want to just give you some great feedback. One thing that we did talk about on a previous conversation is the syrup. So I make a syrup. As a matter of fact, when we meet up, I'll bring you some syrup, my homemade syrup, just from reduced berries, really, and coconut oil. And then I have my little swag. I'm not gonna tell you everything I'm putting in it, but just everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything when it kind of comes together, and then you heat that up and you put that over some low carbohydrate, nutrient dense pancakes or waffles. Man, they sing. They sing, and it's whole food nutrition, right? And so there was something that you had mentioned. I don't know if you have a syrup as well.
yes, I have a syrup. I call it berry blood, keto berry blood.
Okay. I gotta get that one too.
But let me tell you this: I look to do my best to heal the human body.
Yeah.
I'm a collaborator, though. I'm not a competitor.
Yeah.
I figure if you have a product out there on the market that's doing the same thing that mine is, it's already out there. I don't need to introduce another product to the market. I need to figure out how to help you get yours at a level where I can use it and it's readily available for
Yeah.
me, right? Keep the dollars recirculating within our
Yes.
community and
Yes.
not fight each other all the time. And if we do that, we can quite literally heal this country, because all the knowledge that I seek, that I lack right now, is out.
Mhm.
It is out there. I just got to find those entities and keep walking in faith
Yeah.
that I will be connected.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I love how we met, and the other brains behind some of the same things that we're passionate about, like Chef Layton, Chef Mimi, all of these different chefs that we've kind of combined forces with to educate and share and just provide value in Clubhouse. So if you guys are not on Clubhouse, definitely join. It's now available to Android users, so there's no excuse. If you need an invite, hit your girl up, because I got a few. But there we're able to just share and add value to the community by letting them know what foods we can combine together to get the most nutrition out of them. I don't believe that we should demonize any food. You just need to understand what is in your food. As long as you understand what is in your food, then you are equipped to make a decision that is either going to hurt you or help you. So it's your choice at the end of the day. And so that's why I love when we kind of come together. We talked about spices and adding spices. So one of the spices you talked about was cayenne, and that was in the sauce. And obviously there's curcumin, which is a powerful component to that spice that aids in weight loss. So tell me a little bit about that and your method behind adding that.
So what I do is I research. I try and figure out what are the healthiest spices, what are the healthiest foods, what are the best for whatever it is that I'm trying to achieve. And it just so happens that right now I'm really focused on diabetes and
Yeah.
cardiovascular health.
Right.
So with that, turmeric, and one of the main active ingredients in there, curcumin, is one of the healthiest spices you can put in the human body.
Yeah.
But the body has a difficult time absorbing it or uptaking it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do, like, people ask me, why do you fry the chicken? Why is it fried chicken? It's like, because of the turmeric that's in there. Because I have the turmeric, sorry, I can hear my son waking up. Because I have the turmeric, it activates best, or is absorbed best, when you can combine it with oil and black pepper, specifically black pepper.
Black pepper, right.
Right. So, and then cayenne is also an amazing spice for your body. It helps with weight loss. I mean, it raises the temperature of your body. There's all types of health benefits for it. So the salt has the cayenne in it. This is what I do, right? I know that cinnamon helps to stabilize blood sugar. Yeah. So the cinnamon goes into the waffles. I know that turmeric, at a correct dose over time, absolutely has a dramatic impact, not just on your blood sugar and your blood pressure, but just your body overall, and just all types of benefits. So I wrap that around the chicken, because I can get more of it in your body if I get you to eat the 3 strips of chicken.
Right.
Right. And then the cayenne, the point that I want to have is that you take the cayenne. So I put that in a sauce. Hey, Mama.
Hi, Nisha.
Nice to see you again.
You too, babe. Oh, she's the sweetest. I can't take it. So polite. You got just a beautiful, beautiful children. Oh my gosh. Did you wake up?
You can see your name.
Yes.
You see your daddy's name?
Yeah.
Can you read her name?
Lolo.
You are the cutest, Nisha.
It's Mika.
It's Mika. I got it wrong. Dang it. Dang it.
Well, her name is not up on the screen.
Tell me again.
Mika.
Mika with a K. Dang it. That's okay. Next time I see you, I got it. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, babe.
You know, with these guys at this age, it's hard to get them to eat their spices, to get them to eat their vitamins and minerals, right? To get their daily dose.
Yes.
So what do? We give them gummy bears. We give them these infused treats. Now, the sugar in the gummy isn't healthy for them. We know that,
Yeah.
but we can get them their daily dose of vitamins and minerals through that sugar, through that vehicle.
Mhm.
My
Yeah.
waffles are the same, just the adult version. So I go and I find these herbs and spices that help the human body, and I put them in chicken and waffle form. Is it
Yeah.
healthy to have fried chicken? Nope. You'll never hear me say that.
Right.
Is it healthy to eat wheat flour? No. If I could get rid of wheat flour and snap my finger and it'd be gone,
It's pretty much just sugar. It's sugar.
it absolutely is. And it's honestly it's poison. And,
Yep.
you know, I was just reading a study where they want to reclass Alzheimer's as diabetes type 3.
Yes. Yes. I've been
So
researching that as well.
yeah, so I do
Crazy.
feel guilt for feeding people flour. I will be honest with that. However, I liken it to the gummy bears and the nutritional values. Like, what is the greater good here with all of this? And if it takes using wheat flour as the vehicle to put all
Mhm.
these other things into the bodies of people,
Yes.
so be it. Because
So be it.
if I don't do it, then they're going to Church's Chicken and just grabbing
Right.
what?
Completely nutrient deficient. You know what I mean? Yeah. So some good is better than no good at all. So I agree with that 100%. Now, I will ask, what do you for like your keto waffles, since that is going to be the lower on the lower end of the carbohydrates, what do you use to sweeten it?
Ingredients. I don't put in sugar.
Okay.
So using
Okay.
different things, different types of vanillas.
Yes.
I have a great relationship with the person that manufactures my vanilla products. I've actually gone to his company
Okay.
and I've gotten to watch the process and how they extract the flavoring, the vanillas.
Hmm.
So I'm really happy with those products. I use one particular company. That's it.
That's
I
it.
love the products and I love what they do. And that's what I use is I try and emphasize the flavor of the coconut flour or the almond flour or the vanilla
Yes. Yes.
or the cacao. You know, people
Uh-huh.
love cacao. I don't just make sweets though. I also make savory. So
Yeah.
things like garlic parmesan, things like white cheddar, things like cheesy flavor, toasted onion, roasted garlic, an Italian version that has different herbs and spices in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use all different kinds of stuff to flavor the foods.
That's good. That's good stuff. No, I was just asking because, even with, the fried chicken, have you ever attempted to use the almond flour instead of wheat flour for the chicken? Because we do that at my home.
Daddy.
We do so much experimentation, and to me, as long as you fry it at the right heat, the right temperature, using a healthier version of oil, it's spot on. It's actually really, really good. So I just wonder, have you thought of some different alternatives to decrease the carbohydrate content of that even further?
So yes, I have used different mixtures of flours to reduce the carb content. But here's the rub. The rub is I don't want to find myself trapped into being called a health company
Got it.
because there's a stigma that comes with that.
Hmm.
And especially within our community, people will say no, they won't even give it a try.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
This is
true.
why I don't tell people that my waffles are vegan.
Yeah.
Don't tell people that come in and so on their first visit, they don't get to pick what they eat. I'll give them ketogenic food and not tell them that it's ketogenic, just so they can eat it and enjoy it and come back and be like, oh my God, that's what
Yeah.
was that? And then I'll
Yeah.
hit them like, oh, that was the ultra low keto. Da, 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 da. And they're like, what? But that sauce wasn't keto. No, that sauce was keto too. What? Stuff like that, just to the what I'm trying to do is to reach the masses. And this is why I call it a trap. I'm trying to reach the masses. I can absolutely create a niche food establishment.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm aiming at. I'm trying to offer an alternative to the Popeyes and to the Zaxby's and to the churches and to all these different places.
Yes.
Here's an alternative. Come eat here. And I rarely talk about the health stuff unless I'm in something like Clubhouse where we're seeking investors or something like that.
Right.
I just talk about how good it is, like the taste of it, and let the customers leave reviews on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even open to, if one of these companies wanted to form a partnership. Wait, Mama, I'm talking. If one of these companies wanted to form a partnership or something like this, I'm open to that as well. But here you have a Black-owned, Black-founded, Black-created food establishment that does have the potential to become a national franchise, at a minimum, a national franchise that also helps heal the human body.
Right.
That doesn't exist right now. So, yeah, I don't want to put myself in the box.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And that makes sense. Now, I've also combined, like, because my husband and my son are very critical when it comes to health foods, right? So I also like to combine. So I'll do like a 1-in-1, like, okay, we're gonna put in your little flour, but we're also gonna put make half of that almond flour. So that's something that I kind of like do to try to still get in the healthier ingredients.
The other part of that is nuts. I have a lot of people that have nut allergies. So
that too.
One of the biggest things that for Waffles and Whatnot is we accommodate all allergies and food restrictions except for kosher. And if I put almond flour in the oil, in that grease, then I have to literally drain it, scrub it, clean it, completely wash it before I refill it with oil for the next day.
That's not even cost effective, so we won't even go there. But Livia said we use turmeric in our food. Straight up, sis. Like, I got a salt and pepper shaker now that is turmeric and black pepper. So if you don't include the black pepper though, Livia, you're missing out on a huge benefit, because that is what releases all the nutrients in the turmeric and the benefits. But definitely combining those is huge. That's a big deal right there. And I think you mentioned that as well, Derrick, putting that together and frying it. So is it the heat? Because that's something I didn't know, but is it the heat that also acts as a release to that turmeric?
It's the oil. So if you're putting the turmeric on your vegetables and using black pepper as well, your spice blend, then using a carrier oil, using an olive oil or something like that, if you're tossing asparagus or something, then that has the same benefit as frying the chicken. It just doesn't smell the same. It doesn't taste the same.
Right.
So I seek to be, as you said, that bridge between what you offer and the folks that are doing these healthy shows that are showing them how to get the best benefit out of the asparagus, and not to cook your veggies for more than 40 seconds because you release so many of the nutrients that you're trying to stuff like this. Between that person and the person that's at McDonald's, it's just like, here's a Big Mac with pink slime, ammonia infused, what used to be beef thing. I'm that bridge in the middle, or that gap filler in the middle.
Yeah. I mean, that's saying something. Like I said, it's better to get some than none. What was it? Waffles and okay. So let me put this on the screen. You can see that? No, Livia, they're not. But however, he is coming to Texas. So did you make a decision on whether you are going to go the direction of Dallas, Houston, Austin? What's up?
Let me tell you what's happening. So I had some people from Clubhouse reach out, Leighton, and another chef just yesterday that was like, listen, before you decide where you want to go, because it sounds like you're kind of flaky. The guy yesterday was like, we own the 5th largest food distribution company in this country. You're coming to Dallas first. We're going to try your products, and let's see what we can do. So people are trying to convince me to stay in Dallas. But then there's people in Houston as well. This lawyer reached out, and we did a Zoom, and she's the spokesman for this. She's like, honey, Houston is where it's at. You need to come on to Houston. So, and then I have other people that are like, Austin is booming. Austin is growing. This is where you want to be. A soldier reached out last night. Man, no, come over to Fort Bliss. Come over to where we are.
I mean, that's a good problem to have, but dang,
Yeah.
how you gonna figure this one out?
And I'm just saying, I am coming. What I'm going to do is so I'm planning on turning this into a franchise, and I want to use Texas as that state where I learn how to expand it out and make it grow. I call it my dandelion principle, how you can have a beautiful lawn, the wind
Yeah.
blows one day, a couple weeks later, the whole thing turns yellow, just poof, overnight. And you're like, what happened?
I love it.
Get down to somewhere in Texas, get one open. I need to get one open so that I can demonstrate how the franchise actually works and make it accessible for people that we want to open these franchises.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then watch the dandelion grow.
I love the dandelion effect. That's what's up. So I hope that answers your question. You will have to stay tuned and see what happens with Mr. Derrick and Waffles and whatnot, Livia. She also says, good info. Thank you for being so engaged. I think that this is something that a lot of people don't hear a lot about, and we're providing immense value to people who otherwise wouldn't know these things and wouldn't know who you are. So this will not be the last time that we talk either. So as far as what your future projects are, is there anything that's kind of like in the works behind the scenes that hasn't really come out just yet?
There's always something happening, always.
Right.
It never stops for me. And like I said, right now I'm focused on the franchises. I'm focused on getting down there and getting something open and being able to demonstrate what this is. Not the health benefits of it, just that is good food.
Right.
And spread it as far as I possibly can. There's potential for a partnership with somebody that has. Yes, buddy. Oh, nice. Somebody that has mobile grocery stores.
Okay.
So it's amazing. He started in Canada, and what he does is he's essentially taken like a Whole Foods section, put it in semi-truck trailer, and that drives around to different neighborhoods like food deserts and provides food to those communities that don't necessarily have it.
Yeah.
But as you know, as a nutritionist, it's one thing to provide collard greens to a community. It's a whole other thing to teach them how to cook the collard greens the right way.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
Nutritional value from it.
Yep.
So again, that's where I seek to be that gap filler in there, where I don't want you to cook it. I just want you to come eat it.
Yeah.
Like, trust me with your palate and your stomach. Right. Come eat, and I got you.
I love it. Yes. Now I want some greens. Can we get some greens on the menu for our little trip? I need some greens now. But actually, it's funny that you brought that up. When I was very early into my weight loss journey back 7 years ago, I created just a staple meal for myself, and I stuck to that. And it was chicken, collards, like the mixed mustard, collard, all of those different types of greens, and a sweet potato. That was my balanced meal, 100%. So I got sweet, savory, salty. I got all of the things. And the greens is really what I feel like the vehicle was that drove me towards the success to where I am now, and I still have a ways to go. My body is constantly trying to readapt, but that's the awesome thing. I was actually just reading a book that talks about how plastic our cells are. They adapt to what we give it. And how I correlate that and what it is that you do by infusing your food with, and I like to call it good for you food. I think that's a great way to classify what Waffles and Whatnot is. Good for you food. You can, you're getting very little of what's unhealthy, in my opinion. So yeah, you might not classify it as healthy, but it's good for you food. But infusing all of those good things into the food and giving people a source to get more nutrients, it actually is beneficial because it's going to cause their body to crave those nutrients even more so.
Yes.
So they're going to gravitate towards some of the healthier versions of food at a certain point, because compounded over time. Let's say they keep eating these chicken and waffles. Well, I don't know why I don't want McDonald's no more. Why don't I want McDonald's? Why don't I want all this unhealthy stuff? Aha, that's the
Uh-huh.
aha, right?
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. There's less, although the food isn't the most, like the apple cinnamon waffle has sugar in it, right?
Yeah.
It absolutely has sugar in it. However, there's less sugar in my entire batch of apple cinnamon waffles than there is in a 2 liter of Mountain Dew,
Ooh.
which means I can feed. So I make these batches of 75 waffles. I can hand out 75 chicken and waffle meals and has less sugar in it than a 2 liter of Mountain Dew. So that 2 liter of Mountain Dew wouldn't be able to be spread around to the 75 people. You're not going to split it like that unless they're drinking out of thimbles.
Right. Right.
Although I love that good for you food, right? I envision this thing as true soul food.
Mm-hmm.
If you look back at the origins of soul food, this Southern comfort food, it comes from the African experience. It comes from what we were eating over there. It's just been washed down and dumbed down over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been taught to put things in it like accent, which is MSG.
Yeah.
Kiddo, can you guys go into the room until I finish, please? Yes. So.
Oh, maybe we. Oh, actually, we can play with that.
That's a great idea. You go, buddy.
I love it.
I'll do everything in my power to make sure that they don't have to fight with diabetes and hypertension and high blood pressure or all these other things that we're finding ourselves struggling with now.
Yeah.
I don't want them to ever have to come visit me in a convalescent home or an assisted living home or something like that because, my legs are amputated due to diabetes or all types of things like this.
See, that's where we connect, because that was my soul mission. Because I said, I had, when I was very, very diabetic, I had I had several moments where I almost lost my life. I felt like I almost lost my life. So one of them, I was at work and I had an extremely low blood sugar. And I don't know if you've ever felt that, being diabetic, if you've ever felt that extremely low, it is like death is coming. It is the worst experience ever. I've had that experience behind the wheel and never told anybody. And thought I was going to die because I was literally passing out. And it was at that point, there was a couple of other points, but that was one of the points that was very significant for me. And I said, nobody should have to deal with this. I shouldn't have to deal with this. This is not quality of life. And I also don't want my family to have to deal with this because I can't make the right choices. I can't make healthy choices for myself. Right? I had to break out of that. There was no way I was willing to watch myself like as if I'm watching a movie and watch this thing play out and I'm just rolling downhill. Like there was no way. So I said I had to stop. My children don't deserve this. My husband don't deserve this. I have to do something about it. And I did.
That's a
so
beautiful
out of for what, six medications, 3 of them being injectable, insulins or otherwise, or derivatives, and 3 oral medications. And I told the doctor, I said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. If I can't figure my body out with my own nutrition, then it is what it is. But you have to let me do this, take me off of this medication and still support me. And she did. Thank God, because she was a woman of color. I haven't had that luck with any other, right? I've had doctors when I was pregnant make me feel ashamed and made me feel like I did this to myself. Like I actually gave myself diabetes. Why would anyone do that? You know what I'm saying?
Let me answer that question, because this is actually a part of this whole studying thing. I don't know if you're familiar with like Yogi Bear, Tony the Tiger, Winnie the Pooh. All these characters were literally created to sell sugar products.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were created.
Yeah.
So I think there's a community out there. The pharmaceutical community absolutely knows what they're doing,
Yeah, they do.
right? Because we don't do them any good dead, and we don't do them any good healthy.
Yeah.
We do them a whole lot of good. I don't know, buddy.
They were on, but it turned off really hard.
Okay.
How did it turn off really hard?
I don't know, but go back in the room because I'm talking. So I look at that and say, you walk down a sugar aisle now. I mean, a cereal aisle, but it should be called a sugar aisle.
Yeah, for real.
Put the cereal where the kids can see it, and they have all the cool characters on it, and they quite literally make movies. They partner with Disney and Pixar and all these places. They make movies so they can slap characters on boxes and toys and all this kinds of stuff. And it sounds like conspiracy until, the next Frozen comes out. And you see that there's all of the frozen dolls, and then there's the frozen cereal, and then there's the frozen popsicles, and then there's a frozen this, and this, and Anna's all over it, or Elsa, or any of these.
Yeah, right.
I don't know either, buddy. I don't know either what happened to it.
I want to watch Frozen.
I don't know what happened to it either.
Are you gonna watch the film?
Okay, go back in the room. Yes.
We're almost done. No problem. But continue with what you were saying.
So it's just that thing of, type 2 diabetes is food related, right? We know that we eat our way into diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not because we are just this inherently undisciplined people.
Yes.
Right? I'm talking about population in general. It is quite literally designed. The system is designed for this. Get us sick, keep us sick for as long as we stay sick.
Yep.
Because as long as we're sick, they're able to give us medications, and they control our lives. They quite literally control our lives. They control the narrative of our lives as well. So all of these things are factors that play into this struggle. I call it a war that we're in. People like you and I that are trying desperately to get into our communities and wake people up, shake them awake before we're crying at their funeral. Right? And it's not easy. And it's not going to be easy. I understand that completely. It's not going to be easy to do what we're doing. I'm taking probably the easier path than you are, because I can slap some cheese and some barbecue sauce and some bacon on top of some stuff and make it look beautiful and appetizing, right? And I can get somebody to eat that. Whereas you're trying to get them to eat the fresh, raw, organic, and to exercise, to get up and exercise.
Yeah.
Obviously exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I'm the stepping stone for that person to get to where you want them to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm that next stepping stone.
That's it.
And all of us just have to work together. We have to keep collaborating.
And I love how you said that. Yeah, I love how you articulated that, because it's absolutely true. I also love the idea of collaboration versus competition. We're not in competition in this thing. We all have the same goal in mind, is to help and to add to people and not take away from them. When it comes to how food is manufactured, and you talk about just a bag of Lay's, many people don't know that they're falling for the okie doke, as they say. They're falling for the okie doke because that is going to leave you feeling empty constantly, right? Yes. A bag of Lay's is going to constantly make you feel that way. And that is how they have engineered those foods. It's actual engineering that goes into that. They put certain chemicals in there to cause your leptin receptors, which is your satiety hormone that tells you you're full. It makes you less sensitive to that receptor. And then you're always going to be feeling like you're ravenous and hungry constantly when you're eating it, and why you want more and more and more. And people don't understand that you're falling for the okie doke when you do give into those types of foods. Those foods are giving you no nutrients. If Correct. You want to talk about nutrient deficiency, that is what will do it. Foods that have zero water, Like, so if you think of anything dry, right? Dry ingredients, anything that is a crisp or a crunch and things like that, with the exception of crisp and crunched vegetables or, dried fruits or things like that. But anything that is made like that is not going to be good for you. It's not going to be indicative of anything nutrient sufficient. And so at the end of the day, as a generation, we've become so deficient in our nutrients that we don't even know how to understand the signals that our body's trying to flag us down and say, hey, wait a minute. What is happening here? Because now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to be inflamed. Here you go. I'm going to bloat you up. But we're not listening to that. So I also talk a lot about that in my coaching with my clients is how do you feel after eating these foods? How do you feel? So I wonder if you have like an example or maybe an experience that you have had, maybe as you were kind of going along and how can I say it? Really creating the perfect product that you could get behind. Did you have moments where you've eaten any of your products and had an adverse reaction? And did you change something? What type of scenario?
So anytime I've eaten a product and I catch what I call the itis,
yeah.
I go back and review that product,
Yeah.
right? To make sure that I'm not putting something in it and that's out of balance with the human body. And you and I are going to talk privately about what Waffles and Whatnot will become in 10 years. I'm going to blow you away with some stuff.
Yes.
But the satiation factor is something that I hone in on, because even today, I cannot eat a full chicken and waffle sandwich. Right? I can't eat one. I promise you, if you eat a full chicken and waffle sandwich, you're not eating again for the rest of the day.
Wow. Okay.
I formulate these things to go into your body and to hit those different receptors and to expand out, literally creating what my mama used to call rib sticking food. But when I was growing up, what they call rib sticking food was like fish and grits, because the grits expand in your stomach. The hominy expands when it hits the water. It's like chia seed, unhealthier version of chia seed.
Yeah.
Right? I do that with the foods now, because you can do that with coconut and with almond flour. And what I was saying earlier when we began this conversation was about the teas and the drinks that goes with it. I need to have certain drinks infused with certain vitamins and minerals that assist what the waffles are actually doing. And yeah, this whole thing, as far as an adverse reaction, no, we take a lot of care to ask people, what are your allergies and food restrictions? And then try to get them to be full and to realize that. I'll tell you, one of the best reactions that we have is our retention rate. We have greater than 80% retention rate. People come, they try the food, they're coming back. I promise you, they're coming back. Not only are they coming back, but they're bringing somebody else with them. That has made us, Waffles and Whatnot, be one of the most effective guerrilla marketers in this country.
Wow.
Last year, I spent $647 on social media marketing. That's it. $647. But with that, was able to gross more than $350,000 from that one location, because people talk. And if you put out quality products, as you know, you put out those quality products, people will talk about those products, and they bring people back with them. So no, I don't have a lot of adverse reactions, unless somebody has an allergy that they didn't tell me about.
Yes.
Because they forgot that they're allergic to celery.
Okay.
And you just never know what I'm putting in the waffles. That's the whole thing, or that's the whole premise behind you don't get to pick what you eat. It's developing this trust relationship. Tell me what you're allergic to, and I will feed you.
Yeah.
Because if I try to explain to you all the different spices that are in the waffles when I'm making it, you just be like,
Right. Wow. This has been so good. I'm so glad that I got to expose you to my people. Most of the people on here, look, Gloria Brown, you must watch this. This is my girl, Livia. Livia is a personal trainer and Gloria is the owner of Global Fitness here in San Antonio, and she's definitely going to want to know about waffles and whatnot for sure, especially because the waffles are vegan, and she adopts more of a vegan diet. So I think this is spot on. I don't know. You might be coming to San Antonio here in your nearest future. We'll create some type of an event, but we have to have you here so we can figure something out. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'll tell you a funny origin story of the keto waffle, right? So I got invited to bring my food truck out to the fitness competition here where all of the figure models are competing here in Alaska. And they invited me to bring the food truck out. And I'm like, I serve chicken and waffles. y'all at a fitness competition. And I couldn't bring the truck because we had another engagement. So I ended up with a cart out there. And I just remember these beautiful fitness models and their bikinis, their custom fit bikinis. And this is before they go on stage. They're all gathered around my waffle stand, just literally with their faces over the waffle irons, like, oh God, I'm so coming back here. And they go like, and their high heels like running across the parking lot. They go compete.
Yes.
Slam. Because they wanted the carb load. Just slam.
That's what they do. That's that refeed. They wait for that refeed. Yep.
And then, so one of the fitness instructors there, she's Lanice. She's also a competitor. And she's like, I wish you had something within these parameters that I could snack on from time to time. Because as we're going through this competition and we're starting to get through or get towards the ending phase of this where we're cutting out all the carbs, it's just nice every now and then to have one little thing that I can just. That was the origin of the keto waffles. I left that day, that stuck in my head. I kept working with her, Lynette, that's her name, Lynette Spence. So I kept working with Lynette to get the keto waffles in balance with what it is that she needed, specifically within her ketogenic diet.
Yeah.
And that's where that started.
Oh, that's neat.
It just started picking up, and more people will come along, and I learned that there's different levels of keto, just like there's different levels of vegan.
Yeah.
So, you have those people that just don't want to eat a whole lot of carbs. They're monitoring themselves, but if they have 40 carbs today, they're not going to die. They're not going to cry. Like, okay, I have 40 carbs. But you have those other people that they're watching that, and when they hit 20, they're like, all right, I only got 5 more for the rest of the day. Very, very strict on what they do.
Yeah.
So I learned that there's different levels of keto. So this is why I have 2 different lines of keto products, like the regular keto and the ultra keto, things like that. Meeting people where they are, and that's what I love about being a small company right now. And the business model that I actually have is being super flexible with things. Because if you told me that you needed a waffle that was within these parameters right here with these health benefits, that's what I would start researching to figure out, okay, how can I actually do that? Is waffle the right vehicle for that? Should it be a muffin? Should it be this? Should it be that? I don't know what that end result will be. Just like when I did this for my mom with the chicken batter, it didn't start as chicken batter. I was trying to make a waffle. But in the end, it had to be a chicken batter.
Ended up chicken batter.
Right.
Yeah, and then too, those are kind of when I think of back in the day when fried chicken was prepared and waffles was prepared, the batter is very similar. It's very similar. Yep. And we even had moments where we would take oh God, what was the name? Aunt Jemima's pancake mix, and we would dip the chicken in there and fry it. And it would have almost like that sweetness to it. Do you remember that?
Yep.
So that's kind of like similar, but what would be the difference between the batter that you use for the waffles versus the chicken?
So with both of the products, I take out the preservatives.
Okay.
I'm not trying to extend the shelf life.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to embalm you while you're alive with those preservatives.
Come on. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And I imagine there's no arsenic in there, right?
No, there's no arsenic. There's no arsenic. But the difference between the biggest difference between the waffle batter and the chicken is that the waffle batter needs to rise. It needs to have a leavening agent.
Yes.
The chicken batter doesn't. The
Got it.
chicken butter you can do, for me, I do a triple dip. So it goes in the flour and egg wash and then back in the flour before it hits the grease. So
Hmm.
that triple dip allows that extra crisp that people tend to like.
Yeah.
And if they want more of a just standard Southern style chicken, then no harm, no foul. Just rub it in and roll it around in the flour and fry it. It's up to it's up to you and your palate. But
Right.
next needs to rise. I absolutely have to hear my waffles crack. Like when you grab it, everybody in the restaurant that works in the restaurant knows you need to be able to grab my waffles. So you need to be able to hold it by a corner,
Yeah.
and it needs to stay erect, right?
Okay.
If the waffle droops, it is not a good waffle.
Oh, okay.
But if I grab it, I need to be able to hear it like that. I have to hear it, and I need to be able to look inside and see the moisture in there. I need to be able to press the inside of the waffle and to almost see my fingerprint in it. So you get this crunchy exterior, and you bite into it, and it's just moist cake-like inside.
Dang, yeah. There's a science to this thing. Y'all ain't even know, did you? You ain't know.
That's the waffle.
Wow, that's so lit. So dang, I want waffles now. I want waffles. And I don't have to, but I'm really good at just kind of going. Like I always keep really healthy ingredients. So my coconut and almond flour. When we're done with this, I'm gonna go hook me up some waffles in my little mini waffler that my daughter got me for Mother's Day. It's the tiniest little waffler. Um, and of course I got my little syrup, that I use. But I'm looking forward to that. But the one thing that I really hope that everybody kind of gleaned from this conversation is that there are products out there that not all of them are bad for you. This is proof of that right here. And my hope is that even other companies with products similar would investigate and do the work and actually care about what it is they're putting out on the market, so that we don't make people addicted to our food, but we're giving them whole based food nutrition and giving them a reason to do better at the end of the day, giving them something where, like you said, you're meeting them where they are. Not everyone's going to eat perfectly. You can tell people to eat healthy all day long, but it's up to them to actually feed themselves the right fuel. But this is the cool part about all of this, is that you're going to expand, and be able to bring your product to Texas. I said San Antonio, but to Texas. And at some point, I don't know, maybe that was like, at some point, everyone in Texas will be able to get this. We're travelers. We all love to travel. Many of us in San Antonio frequently travel to like Dallas Fort Worth area, to Houston. I have family in Houston. I have family in Austin. So I think it's cool, no matter which area of the trifecta, that you go, you're gonna tear the roof off of it. I guarantee. You mentioned something to me too about I don't know if it was Waffle House, but somewhere that you went that served chicken and waffles in Houston, and
Yes.
how the line was around the door, out the door and around the corner.
Yep.
So tell me about what that did for you.
So I'll tell you, just being honest with you, going to the first one wasn't called the Breakfast Club. I don't remember what the first one was called, but we went to the first chicken and waffle place, and we waited there for 2 hours. And I was just standing there because every seat was filled in the restaurant, their indoor seating and their outdoor seating. And then the line, I stood in that line for 2 hours before I got to the check-in thing. And I was just saying, there are more people standing in line outside this restaurant than I feed on my busiest day in Alaska.
Woo.
And Houston, Austin, East Texas is rife with diabetes and cardiovascular disease.
100%.
And I talked with many of the people standing in line there, and I asked, what is it about this place? Like, is it the food that good? And they're like, yeah, it's that good, and it's Black owned, so we're here to support. That right there was a culture shock to me, because that doesn't happen in Alaska like that. And I was like, wow. I was standing in line took some photos, and called my wife and said, we're moving to Texas. Just like that. That's the way that happened. I said,
wow. Wow. That's all it took for you.
That's all it took. Listen, the market is there. If the community is willing to come out and support.
Yeah.
And then, so we ended up moving from that one and we went over to the Breakfast Club. And then that was another hour standing in line at the Breakfast Club. We went in there and I managed to talk to the general manager and had a good conversation with him. Because again, I'm looking and it's the same thing. All these people wrapped around the block waiting to get into this place. And I'm going, I don't mean this in like a bad way. I tasted their food and I'm like, they're not touching me. Don't get me wrong. It's good. Your food is good. It's not touching Waffles and whatnot. My stuff is on another level. I'm coming. And I don't mean that in a cocky way.
Yeah, I know. That's confidence in what you have to offer. That's all. And
I told the GM, I asked him, I said, are you guys packaging your mixes yet? Because I'm a co-packer in Alaska and I'm looking to open one of those fulfillment centers down in Texas as well. And if you're not packaging it yet, I'm wondering if you guys would be interested in trying my products and seeing if there's a way that we can collaborate here, you know. And that's the way that I am. I'm a collaborator. I have no problem with people using Waffles and Whatnot's batter, because in the end, it's not about how big I could grow Waffles and Whatnot. It's about how far and wide I can spread these products that I know work.
Right.
That's what I'm aiming at. So if it means that I have to private label some products and slap a Breakfast Club sticker on it, or to get it into HEB.
Hey. Uh-oh, you said the word. You know about HEB, Hermione Butts?
Listen, I'm trying to figure out every which way I can get these products out into the market. And I've made over 100 different flavors of waffles over the last 5 years. So it's not like I have to just be beholden to one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll spread this thing out. And if it means going to Austin and finding somebody in Austin that wants to have like my pumpkin spice waffle.
The pumpkin spice. Here we come in November. Hell yeah.
Go get your pumpkin spice. It's funny enough, the most nutritionally dense waffle that I serve is the pumpkin spice waffle.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. A lot of nutrients in pumpkin.
Oh yeah.
So then you're using real pumpkin in those.
So being able to put in pumpkin, being able to put in the cloves, the cinnamon, all these things that people don't understand what they're doing for your body. Like you need these things in your body, give it to your body.
Yes.
Right. Not the commercialization that, it's a Starbucks pumpkin spice.
Yes, not that. That's different. Right? Yeah.
Like no. So with that, it doesn't matter. If you knew somebody that had a restaurant in San Antonio and they wanted to push these products out, like to actually change their batters over, no harm, no foul. Do it. And that's the way I am. So I'm coming there. I'm leaving out of here in 3 days, driving through Canada, driving down to Texas. 3 days. My first stop is in Dallas, so I can feed Leighton and whoever the mystery people are.
Yes. And I will be in that number.
And that's just it. I'm getting down there and figuring out different ways that I can collaborate. So if you do know somebody that has a restaurant and they would like me to come in and guest chef, we call it guest chefing up here. I don't know what y'all call it down there, but spend a day serving chicken and waffles within their establishment for people to try it, or spend a week, I'm open to that.
Awesome.
The pop-up. I'll absolutely do that. If they're interested in continuing that further, we can do a joint venture. There's different ways to spread out the franchise. I can train them on whatever. I'm just open, sis, and I'm ready for it.
My goodness. Well, we need more of that. Derrick, it has been an honor just talking to you and getting to know more about your vision and your mission and your passion, that's fueling this whole thing. Is there any last word that you might have for anyone who is listening in and maybe they're like kind of on the fence if they would try your product or not?
All I can say is just come. You're not going to get to pick what you eat on your first visit anyway. Just know that.
Yeah.
But we have to learn to support each other and to be more adventurous and on the culinary side of things. And you have to learn that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
Right. So there's times where collaboration is absolutely necessary. The space I'm in right now, collaboration is absolutely necessary. Especially, I'm coming to y'all neighborhood. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I don't even know that yet.
Yes, but collaboration is a good thing. And that's why I'm glad I'm collaborating with you, and whatever I can do to kind of expand and grow with you and promote you, that's what I want to do. But this has been a great conversation. I want to just thank you for everything that you're doing in the community and everything that you're investing into your business to make it the absolute best that it possibly can be.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you hosting me.
My pleasure. Well, thank y'all. Hey, guys, make sure you go and get you some, I'm telling you, waffles and whatnot. I'm just thinking chicken and waffles right now, but I know, Lord Jesus, come on. But where can they find your products? What's the website?
So they can go to wafflesandwhatnot.com.
Easy.
I know what I'll say at the end, because I'm a bootstrapping veteran. That's literally my thing now, bootstrap veteran.
Yeah.
So the packaging isn't the sexiest packaging. Here, like the chicken batter. It's a bag with a label slapped on it that I created and all this kind of stuff. Don't judge me for where I am right now. Try what's in the bag.
Right.
Get in the bag.
Yes.
And put that in your body. That's what I want people to do.
There you
go. Not all the products are clean. I will be the first to admit that. Not all the products are clean. I'm providing options. So thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, Derrick. I can't wait. I'll be placing my order and I will let you know how I feel. And I already know I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised. Like, dang, they really are good. I can just feel it in my soul. I can feel it. But thank you again. And it has been amazing getting to know you. So we look forward to what's to come from Waffles and whatnot. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. Have a good one. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, all the things. And make sure you follow Derrick on social media under Waffles and Whatnot. All right. Take care, Derrick.
Bye.